talk about aloneness in my introduction, and how I'm for anyone who needs permission, I suppose, and encouragement to claim the desire for aloneness, solitude, quiet, doing nothing, like not keeping oneself busy, productive, you know, all that. And part of what I wanted to do with as She Maverick is to convey how beautiful and amazing it is to be alone, or the alone time. And I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but this is an attempt of doing that. So I could spend actually pretty much all day like this. And I'm probably not in this position because, no, actually very much not in this position. This is just for the video purposes. So I love the colors. I love this red. I love this yellow and the gray. But alone, doing nothing, just looking outside. Oh yeah, let's see if I could show you what. Yeah, so that's my outside. Okay. So just without saying anything, without talking to anyone, oh my God, without absolutely talking to anyone. My phone is always switched off. My phone is on silent, more than switched off. There's no one who calls me because I made a point that made it obvious that I don't really encourage or enjoy unannounced calling. Someone just rings me up. No, and this has been decades of me doing this. I do not cultivate long-term connections. I find them draining. However amazing the individuals are, the connection in itself. So it's like, you can imagine like a plug. That's a connection, isn't it? So you're plugged into something or someone, and that means there is that channel of exchange. And somehow, very soon, in the past in particularly, almost every single connection I have ever made very quickly became a pure drain on my life energy, on my on me basically. And so I make a point of not cultivating them. I am closet recluse, and by closet I suppose I mean that, yeah, a recluse wouldn't be doing this, wouldn't be recording a video. So I want to be visible, but I don't care who's watching, and I don't want to talk to anyone who's watching. But if you who's watching really love to know that it's need, like I say, not to feel alone in loving your aloneness, or to feel encouraged to just claim that as your preference, and endure other people thinking you weird because you find that difficult, then I'd love to. That would be good. I would love to know that I'm doing that for someone. And I mean, I don't even have to know, but I'd like to think. Yeah, that's better. I'd like to think. I don't want to know. I actually really don't want to know. 4 minutes 54. there is just nothing like that sense of silence and quiet. I can't, I just, there's no words to describe it. I feel quite emotional. It's like homecoming every time. Yeah, and that's the piece. That's one of the biggest pieces. Is like I had to contend, yeah, in the past. Okay, so I'm 51, so I'm talking youth, childhood, and then youth, and then early adolescence. Well, up until let's say 5 years ago, this really really upset me, or maybe 10, and then slowly but surely. So let me just say that. So that upset me that other people would think it's something's wrong with me, that I need fixing, that I need to, that that's, oh, what's wrong with you? Why would you? How weird? How odd are you? Are you crazy? What roll their eyes or just whatever else. They were not they were not ill-meaning. Maybe some were, but most of them weren't. I mean, there was so, but it killed me every time. I couldn't bear it. It's and still, yeah, I still don't like it. As in, I find it hard. I find it painful, and I think it's because, yeah, it's like someone giving you something you don't want. You haven't asked for it, and you don't want. And what they're giving you, it's not the most beautiful rose. It's like, or loveliest of flowers or whatever. But and they know it's not exactly the nicest thing to give, and yet they give you. So that piece, that person knows better or senses there is a better way and still chooses not to act, and it's like, I just don't want to waste my time with them. And yet when they're family, or they're like really, that you love them because they're close to you, that's the hard part. Was particularly hard. Oh, the hardest. And but not anymore. Not anymore at all. I mean, it just leaves me indifferent nowadays. But I always come back to this sense of like, this is regal. This is majestic. Solitude, aloneness, are majestic states of awareness, self-awareness, and awareness, actually, not just self. This is the beauty. The self then becomes, I don't know, just as vast as it can be, and then beyond, and then the awareness goes beyond the self. That's the religion for me. That's, I suppose, if I'm not religious, by the way. In a conventional sense, I don't belong to any denomination, and I don't believe in God as such in the traditional sense, but I certainly believe in everything else. Some divinity, some kind of higher consciousness, well, so much more. Anyway, but my point is, when I'm alone, I'm in connection, in communion with that, and it leaves me every time breathless. Like now, just we're lucky, me and my life partner. Well, I'm first lucky to have him, own him. Of course not, but yeah, to have met him. And yeah, so I'm lucky to have him, and then we are lucky that we have a place that we do, where we do. Just going against my point now, that is so quiet and it's so leafy and green, and when I'm on my own at home like now, it's just heaven. It's just heaven. And I would, so now for anyone to enter into this space, to want to call me, to want to meet up, however much I may love them, including my partner, but he knows. uh, just know, I'm ferociously protective, fiercely rather, maybe that's a better word, protective of this space, kind of at any cost, certainly at the cost of any relationship. And I mean, other than my mother, father, my sibling, yeah, that's touch and go. But my parents, yeah, that's and my partner, but that's really a category in itself and the most amazing category. But so my parents, every other relationship I will risk at a drop of a hat. For this no one disturbs. And that's it. 10 minutes gone. Day 3, by the way, of 110 days She Maverick Challenge.